Hey guys, and welcome back to another video on the RoBuilder YouTube channel. Today we're going to be doing something that is probably a horrible idea. If you know anything about me, I am a cartoon-styled low-poly builder, and I hate making obstacle courses. So I figured the best thing to do today would be to build an obstacle course that's super realistic. Now, here's the thought process behind this, right? We gotta take some risks in order to be legendary, okay? Every single obstacle course on Roblox, or at least 99% of them, is super colorful and super easy. These tend to do at least pretty well. But could a realistic obstacle course completely flip everything on its head? Could I even make a cool realistic obstacle course? I don't know, but we're gonna figure it out today. First things first, I am using an open-sourced nature pack. These are from Roblox. You just type nature pack in the toolbox and they come up. I'm pretty sure they are verified as free to use for other people, and I don't think they're stolen assets. If they are, this game won't be public. Second thing, I am no scripter, so we're gonna be using a plugin from RoboCrafter, and that plugin is called Obby Kit. I haven't used it in a long time, but let's turn it back on. If we click this, automatically we get some UI with a skip stage button, and there's all of these parts as well. Checkpoints, spinny stuff, conveyors, literally everything. However, we're not going to be using any of that, except maybe the kill part, because we're going for a realistic style. The next thing we need to do is completely change this UI, flip it on its head, because this looks like a normal obstacle course UI. First time going into some UI solo, this is gonna be fun. Alright, I think something like that will have to work for now. It definitely screams a bit more realistic. Still these rounded edges, maybe we'll have to get rid of those. Let's see. I gotta keep the rounded edges. Now up next, with all of these assets, there is pretty much endless stuff that we're gonna be able to do. However, building with no idea at all is definitely going to be a problem, so let's open up our snip tool and draw out, I don't know, 5 or so stage ideas. Alright guys, it is time that RoBuilder has indeed blessed you with his absolutely incredible art skills. So here's the idea. First things first, you're going to spawn in a forest, and then there's going to be a waterfall and a river. That river will have either logs or rocks you have to jump on, and if you hit the water, you're gonna die. After you pass those logs or rocks, you're gonna have to climb up the back of a waterfall. This will give us a way to add elevation to our game, as well as have somewhere the water is coming from. After that, we're gonna go into a cave, and I'm hoping, like ideally, there was gonna be the whole cave spikes falling on you. But then I would have to figure out how to script it, and it's probably not going to happen, but a cave is an idea. And then a canyon, where you have to jump and not fall to your death. And then something to do with snowy biome or something. And then we're going to end back in the forest. So 5 stages. If this video goes well and you want to see more like it, definitely drop a like. I will add more stages to this game if we hit 1,000 likes. I know it's a big number, but realism and obbies are not for me. Alright guys, so I just went through literally hundreds of these assets. Like, I would not be surprised if there's more than 100 things here. And I pulled out all of this stuff. And I'm gonna use every single thing I just pulled out for literally the first zone. It's probably gonna take a little while to build, so let's just sit back, relax, and enjoy the music. All right, I figured since I was using an asset pack that wouldn't take too long, but it definitely took a little bit longer than I was expecting it to. Anyways, let's test this out. We spawned in good. All right, we spawned in on the spawn. It says stage 1 of 2. All right, let's jump into this. It does indeed kill us and teleport us back to that part. Let's check again. Nice. Let's go to the side. Instant teleported back. Other side, good. And let's make sure we can make all of these jumps. Now, while I'm doing this, I will say the main reason a realistic obby will not really work on Roblox. Also, check it out, stage 2 of 3. I'll need to make this snot flow. But the main reason a realistic obby won't really get big on Roblox is because players that play obbies are usually kids. And kids like a very, very clear, what do I jump on? What do I avoid? How do I win? The more realistic you make an obstacle course, the less known, I guess. The more realistic it is, the less known the path is. However, section 1, not too bad. I need to straighten up this tree. Definitely need a new watercolor and definitely need some lighting. Honestly, I just used the clouded sky from the Atmos plugin I have. Whoa, they added a lot more lighting presets. I'm pretty sure they have not always had this many. But I added that and it works great for the forest. All right, guys, up next, if we stick to the drawing, it's gonna be a cave. So I am going to replace this part with, I think, a bunch of this mixed with rocks. It's gonna kind of help bring everything back together. Now, nothing can be exactly perfect, especially since I'm using a free mesh pack. However, it can be somewhat decent. I honestly think just getting this to feel like it's the inside of a cave is sort of the entire battle on this one. Once again, using the mesh pack, which offers so much stuff that is way higher than my skill level at building, it does make you get a bit creative here, especially with how are we going to make this feel better. Honestly, what I found is just stacking a bunch of stuff together over every seam, you tend to be all right. Like, check this out. Rotate this, squish it, stretch it, just doing all of this stuff. And you see right here, we have a seam. If we drag this out a little bit, we no longer have that seam and it seems a lot more natural. So it's really just copy and pasting and stretching, scaling, everything, just anything you can do, really, to make things look a lot more natural. Luckily for us, in the real world, nothing matches anyways. Sometimes you got light, sometimes you got dark. We're starting to get a little bit something formed, but I don't know what the obstacle itself is going to be. Maybe I'll just make it wood planks and it'll be one of those pick the planks you walk on. I feel like that's pretty easy for Role Builder here. This piece is incredible. All right, guys, I've already been recording for 40 minutes, so I did kind of skip past that. But it was literally copy and pasting a bunch of the different rocks and just trying to make them somewhat acceptable, I guess. Can I shrink this up and use it as the roof? This is exactly what I'm talking about. I just keep squishing everything and figuring out how to make it look at least decent from all angles. Now, on the question of how we should bridge this gap, I'm not exactly sure. I guess we could use the logs again, but that also doesn't make exact sense. This is it. This rock is the answer to all of our problems. I am simply going to place some rocks randomly and then turn one of them or a couple of them to can collide off. Some players will fall for the trap. Some people will understand, but sadly, some people are gonna have to die. I think it makes sense to do the middle one, and I'm actually not gonna show you guys the other one. You know, with only 2 stages of our obby and me failing the first one, it's really not looking that bad. I also never added rocks to climb up here, which was supposed to be part of a course, but I guess you could get up either way, so it doesn't really matter. I also forgot which one of these I turned can collide off, so yeah. All right, that worked. Now we can hit our 3 of 3, and we are at the canyon stage. I do have a sneaking suspicion that it's gonna be the exact same stage, just sort of upside down. Unless there's anything that kind of screams canyon walls. All right, bros, I also just found this little water thing, which I think will look really, really good in the first zone. It's not extremely noticeable, but I think we'll keep it. Oh, this is literally a perfect cannon wall. And then I'll just kind of stuff some of this stuff in with it. Maybe some of this bigger stuff. Oh, it's not even gonna need to be that big. This should be a very, very simple zone. We're gonna line it up just like this. We will use 2 of these, and already the idea is forming. I am gonna take another one of these to block off this ugly area right here. Then all of these parts need to be bigger. I just want it to feel like you could fall for a long time, even though that's not necessarily the case. The lighting and shadows give it a pretty weird look, but I think it'll be okay. I'm gonna copy and paste the last checkpoint area and put it right here. And I'm hoping all I have to do is change this to a 4. I don't know, haven't played around too much with this plugin, but Robo usually makes it pretty simple. Also gonna make that a blue since we're about to head into the winter zone. Now, for our rocks. Also, I'ma just copy this kill part and put it down here. And I also need to block the sides just so players don't get any sneaky ideas of cheating the system. I'm gonna try something a little bit cheapish. And by that, I am gonna make these double-sided, duplicate them, bring them up, and scale them out. This is just gonna help add a lot more depth. And I think we could even get rid of the second one of each. Oh yeah, that definitely still works. Now for our jumps. All right, I'm really liking this. I just scaled a rock, but I think it gives the exact vibe I wanted. So I'm not too mad at it. This is gonna have to stay very close so people don't accidentally hit kill barriers. But you know, I'm sure they'll be okay. Now just to randomize that a little bit, I will rotate some random ones. There we go, let's give it a test. All right, just made it to the 3rd stage and check it out. These jumps seem a little impossible. Oh, they might not be. I think we're good. Ooh, this one might be a little challenging. Oh, it's like, hold on. You can do it. I'm not mad at it. Hey, it's realistic, right? So if you're fighting for your life, I mean, yo, it seems like it would happen in real life as well. All right, I can confirm that it's possible, and I can confirm that all you have to do is duplicate this and change the number. Let's move on to our last stage, which is the winter, and I think we're gonna get back into some music. Alright guys, so we now have a 5-stage obstacle course. We have the river log run, the secret passage, the cave hop, then the canyon hop, which might have been not exactly the most original, but let me fix these because they were very, very hard jumps. And then after that, we have the slippery icy path, which has a conveyor going the opposite direction as the player, and there's supposed to be a damage part here as well, but it's not really doing any damage, and I'm not exactly sure why. So, yeah. And then after you pass that one right here, here's the end. Just 2 trees, some rocks. I don't think I have ever seen an obstacle course as realistic as this. I will also say the first zone is the best one in terms of aesthetics because I started to get a little lazy. So here is my 5-stage realistic obstacle course. If you want to play it, I'll have it public. It'll be the link down below. I don't think I can disable the skip stage button, but I also didn't make a developer project. Not that it overly matters. With only having 5 stages that are very easy, I'm curious, if I turn off the skip stage button, does it break the whole game? Oh, it looks so much cleaner. Look at this. You spawn in this little forest thing. I think as long as the checkpoints still work, we're good to go. 2 of 5. Okay, it just updated. But there is 5, so I think it's all good. Make sure we can die and spawn back where we last were. We can, so I think everything is good to go. I'll publish this and link it down below if you guys want to check it out. But let's get into some questions. Question number 1. What would be your favorite feature besides the bikes in the dream game? Example, garage, hospital, police station. All of those are locations. My favorite feature in the game isn't one specific one. I just really like that this is the first game I've worked on and made that has unlimited potential. Like, you can update literally anything in the game. It's not a simulator where you just have to add in like 5 more zones, maybe another couple rebirths, some new swords, you know. You can add in a whole different gameplay loops to really make this game whatever you want. We have the core gameplay of stunting on motorcycles, but after that, we can have stuff like jobs, houses. Just, there's so much you can actually do with the game, and that's what's got me so excited about it. I don't think I really answered your question, but to me, it was a great answer. Question number 2, how do I add a new checkpoint when I copy and paste and start the game? Blocks appear in studio. What? I don't think I've made an Obby video. So asking how to make a checkpoint when I copy and paste and start the game, blocks appear in studio. I don't understand. So the second part's a statement. Let's get rid of it. How do I make a checkpoint? Easiest way, go get Robo's Obby Kit plugin and you just rename them and it keeps making more checkpoints. I hope that answers it. I genuinely don't know exactly what you're asking. But guys, that is going to wrap it up for today. If you did enjoy and want to see more content like this, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Have a great day. Later.